Hi, my name is Harald Geisler and I'm a typographer. In my recent projects I successfully created digital typefaces of Albert Einstein's and Sigmund Freud's handwriting. The projects were funded by thousands of backers on Kickstarter. Thank you for that. In my new project I would like to go even further back in history, and therefore I need your support. 500 years ago, Martin Luther published the 95 Theses. The discussion around this document led to the Reformation movement, which inspired deep and lasting social, cultural and political changes, and eventually to the foundation of Protestantism. First, I learned the basic characteristics of how a writer moves. Then I look for typical letter forms, for example this capital M here. And in the next step I reproduce the specific movement path of a letter along the overall rules. After the movement path is created, I add width and contrast to the letters relating to the tools that were used at the time. As you can see, the letter forms are strictly based on original samples. The digital drawing is then arranged into a font file. I have already created a working prototype of the Martin Luther font, which holds 16 letters. You can download it right now to try it on your computer or test drive it on your iPhone or iPad. You will find the link in the description of the Kickstarter project. For this meticulous project, I do need your financial support. At the same time, I like this to be a project that is accessible to everyone at a low price. Support this project with €10 or more and you will receive the final font to use on your computer or smartphone. If you pledge €50 or more, you will further receive an art book documenting in detailed images the creation of the font, work sketches as well as original sized reproductions of the letter with transcript and translation, including worldwide shipping from Germany. Other rewards also include the previously created handwriting fonts of Sigmund Freud and Albert Einstein. In 1521, Luther was ordered to defend the 95 Theses, which in itself could be seen as a sentence to death. He defended himself, but only because of his political supporters was able to leave the situation alive. The letter you're seeing here was written shortly after the trial by Martin Luther to Emperor Karl V, summarizing his speech of defense. This letter I will use to create a font based on Martin Luther's handwriting. This project on Kickstarter is not only about the completion of the font or an excursion to the content of this remarkable letter, I will also introduce you to reading and writing practiced 500 years ago. For example, the lowercase h we write today with a loop at the top, and it used to be written with a loop at the bottom. I came across a speech that Martin Luther King gave on his visit to East Berlin in 1964. He introduces himself referencing that his name is familiar to the world and that he is happy that his parents named him after the reformer who lived half a millennia before him. This made me think about the relationship a person has to a historic figure if one is named after them. Is it an inspiring or a challenging relationship? With the handwriting fonts, I'm asking a similar question. What does it mean when one writes with the hand of Sigmund Freud, Einstein or Luther? I hope that it is an empowering, playful and inspiring relationship. With this project, I'd like to find out more about this question. The Kickstarter campaign is about creating a font based on Martin Luther's handwriting. If this project goes well, I will continue with a second Kickstarter in 2018 to create a font based on Martin Luther King's handwriting. The more funding the project gets, the better the final font for all backers will be. So please spread the word among your friends to make the Martin Luther font an excellent typeface. Thank you.